Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Welcome to the Christmas episode. Merry Christmas, FlossTube.
So
we need to like rehearse or something.
So welcome to our Christmas FlossTube episode. I know this is going to be airing in the new year, but we wanted to show the Christmas presents that we have made for family.
So we'll start with Karen's family, because my family's not done yet.
So my mom's, I don't have done yet, so I will insert that later.
Was it not the calendar?
No, we're doing a calendar for your mom.
Oh. Okay. What are you doing for Dad?
Whose?
Yours.
Money.
Ah.
I mean, he has a list of like tools and stuff he wants, but I don't know.
He doesn't seem like a cross-stitch kind of guy.
No. So I'll just give him money for he can use to the tools he wants.
Okay, so starting with your siblings.
So for my eldest brother, let's show the pattern first.
Oh, yes.
This is from Just Cross Stitch. Which one? February 2020, and it's the Birds and Snowflakes, and it's the Cardinal one by Evdokia Nikovoleva.
It is so hard to see in this
sorry,
picture.
I'm not Russian. I don't know how to pronounce the Russian. I assume it's Russian. I think she's
Evdokia Nikoleva. Yes, of Punochka.
So
I hope I said that right. I tried. If I failed, I'm sorry. We love your cross-stitch design. It is beautiful. It turned out lovely. The cardinal looks so cute sitting in the middle of the snowflake. This is just really, really cute. And you love it because I can tell because you're smiling.
Yeah, I do really like this one. I stitched it 1/1 on 32 count vintage Stormy Night Lugana. And one thing so you can't really see the wing very well. I used some of red from a kit, and I was like, that really blends in a lot. So then I compared the color from the kit that I just pulled from, because I just needed a little bit, to what I have on a bobbin, and it was lighter than what was on the bobbin. So I think that's why it doesn't show up very well. You can kind of see it, but it's kind of blends
You can
in.
see it a lot better in person, though. No, you can't. You can see it better on the screen.
Yeah,
but it still looks really good. It's super cute.
It's, live and learn. It's okay. But I do love the snowflake. It's so pretty.
It looks so
kind of
wonderful.
a paint stitch, but it's so pretty.
Well, you did do it 1/1.
I did do it 1/1.
Having just said in your December 12th issue that we're recording on the same day, movie magic. We were just talking about how she needs to stop doing 1/1, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to do this 1/1."
Yeah, I every year I'm like, I'm going to pick simpler Christmas presents, and then I don't. Except for this next one. This next one was a simple one. Oh, we should show the pattern.
Oh, yes. So this comes from A Little House Needleworks Hometown Holiday, the Tree Lot.
And so I just did the truck with the tree. So I was actually considering this for one of my other sisters, and she had like three.
There were 3 possibilities.
Possibilities for her. And so I was like, this one would work for my brother, because him, her, and another brother have a tree care business.
But he's the one that always drives the truck and carries the load.
And his truck is green, so Jason's like, you should make his truck green. But
was it green at the time, or was it white?
It was green.
Okay.
But I didn't want to do a green truck and a green tree, so I kept it red.
But it looks really good.
And I think I didn't have the call-for colors, so I just picked colors from my stash. I don't know what colors they were, but I just picked colors, and they worked.
But they look wonderful. It looks beautiful. I love it. And I think he's going to like it.
Oh, and what did I stitch that on? I also stitched that on the 32 count vintage Stormy Night Lugana, but I stitched it 2/2. So look at the sizes of these. 1/1, 2/2. This took a lot longer.
That would be a huge snowflake if you did it 2/2.
That's why I'm like, oh, this would be such a great ornament, but it would be huge if I did it big, so I'm gonna do it small, 1/1.
Okay, so the next one is from Shannon Christine Designs, Rainbow Unicorn. This is what it looks like. This is what we turned it out, or what she turned it into.
So I just did it on some 14 count light blue Ada, and then my sister's, what?
I'm just, I look at you whenever you're talking, because that's...
Because you put everything in front of your face.
Well, that too, but even, I do it out of respect, because you're talking.
Oh, okay. And so her favorite color is purple, so I changed the mane to purple, and I used the étoile threads.
So it sparkles a little bit.
I also changed the shadow color on the horse, on the unicorn, because I couldn't see the first one. Like, I just couldn't tell the difference. I'm not super happy with the color I picked, but it works. And we just made it into a cushion. I really like this fabric we picked out from the scraps of fabric we have. Jason stuffed it. I sewed it up, and yeah, I hope she likes it. I think she'll like it.
She'll love it.
And
it is a sparkly unicorn. She will love it.
Just a shout out to Sarah, our Stitching Kingdom. I won a Sun giveaway from her. So
thank you. You made Christmas possible for a young lady who really, really is going to love it.
Yes.
So, the next one.
Oh nope, not a picture. I don't have a picture to show of this one. It's from RingCat. It's a Patreon pattern. So I will link her Patreon below and in my show notes. So if you join her Patreon, and I'm just at the $3 level, and I get all these free patterns. So. And
RingCat, I love RingCat. I've stitched some of RingCat's patterns. They're super simple, super easy, and super cute, and always punny, and I love it.
Not always, but frequently punny. So this one's Night Owl. So my brother likes owls, and he works at a school whose mascot is the Knights, and he also went to school there. And so...
So did I.
You did too. That's true. I worked there at one point too. My whole family has worked there or gone there, I think, pretty much, except for my mom.
And your oldest brother.
He went there.
He went there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on.
He went there for a year.
Went there. Lydia didn't.
She did not. You're right.
So there's the other one that didn't. But anyway, it's super cute. I love the pun. I think he'll love it as well. It's hilarious and it's super.
This was
cute.
Another one that was also simpler.
This is
the type of patterns I should be doing for Christmas presents. They're a lot faster.
They are faster, but they're. This is why I love RingCat. Is because they're super simple, but they're super cute anyway. So.
And that
I cannot say how much I love RingCat.
And that's just on some 14 count white Ada.
Yeah.
And I have a note saying I changed the red color to a different red, I guess. I don't know.
Probably to make it closer to the school's color.
Probably. It's where the, yeah.
Here.
So the next one, the pattern's by Maria Diaz, sort of. Well, the pattern's by Maria Diaz. So.
And it comes from Cross Stitcher, August 2018.
And so.
Issue 334.
So. Ever since I saw this alphabet, I wanted to make her a bookmark with it. But what I ended up doing is I just took two of them, and instead of doing the letters, I just did the ballerinas, and I stitched this on some
ribbon.
It's called banding fabric, but what?
Oh, banding
22
fabric.
count banding fabric. But I don't know if you can see. So I stitched it 1/1, but these blocks. So I did 4 stitches in a block for every stitch in the magazine to make it bigger. Because it would have been really small if it was just 1/1, but it would look weird if it was 2/2 because it's 22 count. That's a little too big. So I did 4 blocks per square.
I can't tell. It still looks beautiful.
Hopefully she likes it.
Oh, she'll love it. I love how you're like super like, oh, will they love it? Will it be okay? They're going to love it. They're super cute. Okay, next one.
The next one
comes from, it came from Cross Stitcher, didn't it? Because it was an insert.
It was an insert in Cross Stitch Crazy.
Yeah.
And the patterns are by Doreen Jones. So it was this insert, I don't know which issue, but it was in Cross Stitch Crazy, and it has all these different patterns. I don't know, does it have the front side?
It does.
Okay.
I was just showing all the patterns.
And so this is for my nephew, and so months ago.
Well, yeah, I could show.
Well, but on the other side of it.
No, because that's the pattern.
Okay, it doesn't then, I guess.
So
I thought maybe it did.
Can I? Yes. Okay. So it's this pattern here.
But I had him look at the back and say, this was back in before May, because I started stitching this during
back
Stitchmaynia.
in March.
I started stitching it during Stitchmaynia, so it was before Stitchmaynia that I asked him which one he wanted, because there were 3 that I was thinking he might like, and this was one he picked.
There was the prince. The boy holding the book,
and then like the superhero,
and the dog, and the monkey.
The funny thing is when I showed it to him, the first thing he said was, "Eleanor would like this one."
He did, and yes,
which is his sister.
She might get that one later on in life.
She's getting this instead,
which we'll show later.
we're done. I don't know what else to say about this.
Oh, okay.
It stitched one over one on 22 count banding fabric.
Okay. Well, you hadn't said that yet. Normally
I'm
you have to say that.
I just dropped her present. So,
that's fine. I can get it maybe.
And hers is by Lucy Heaton. It's part of Medieval Fun Fairy Tales.
Do we have that one?
No, we don't have it.
Okay.
So this was a freebie. I was trying to find the freebie to link below, and I could not find it. So I don't know if it's still available. But there was like these 6 little like mouse animals that are like medieval style. But anyways, I stitched this one, the princess, and it's on 14 count, a dusky purple Ada, and it's by Lucy Heaton, Lakeside Needlecraft.
And it's super cute, and I'm sure she'll love it.
I just made it into a small pillow. Put some pretty fabric on the back.
She'll probably put it with some of her other toys and play with it and treat it like a doll.
Yeah, she loves playing with little toys, so I think she'll really like it.
Yeah. Are we going to show this?
Sure.
Okay.
So for the next one, the 2-year-old, I didn't know what to get her. I didn't know what to make her. We bought her this. Because she loves plushy toys.
She loves plushy toys, and this is a color that neither of her siblings have claimed. So this is not their toy. This is her toy. She gets to play with this. And it's super soft. You haven't felt it yet?
Oh, no, I haven't. Oh, wow, that is
super
soft.
This is like really, really good for her. So, yeah.
So I think she'll like that. And then the new baby, this is being recorded on December 12th. The new baby is due on December 20th. We don't know the gender, so I'm stitching a boy and a girl version of the first Christmas one. And I'll add...
Of Christmas fairies for a first Christmas ornament.
And I will put the words on the one that it is when we know it. And I will insert the final
It might
picture.
get inserted, it might not.
It will get inserted into this video.
If it gets... Oh, well, true, because we're not showing this till after the new year, so... Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know what it's going to be yet, so...
So, insert here, and you'll find out. I don't know. So there will be an insert probably here for that one. So we'll cut to that insert.
Okay, so I don't know where we're inserting these in, but...
Hold on.
Them in. Hold on.
Because you'll need to, like, crop it.
Okay.
So give a few moments. Okay. We don't know... I don't know how much she's going to cut and how much she's going to use, but...
So...
This is a continuation of Christmas ornament, or Christmas gifts.
So for my newest niece, she was born... So today's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas! You'll get this
Merry
afterwards.
Christmas!
But she was born 2 days ago. So we knew she was born... She was due the 20th of December, so... But we didn't know the gender. So I stitched 2 fairies for our baby's first Christmas. So we'll show those again later in a moment. But I want to show you what they came from. So they come from this book,
Cross Stitch Fairies,
which is one of the first cross stitch books I ever bought, and I love it. And the patterns are by Leslie Tier, and it's on 18 count white Ada. So the boy came from this piece, and so I just changed colors to make it winter, and we made the fairy wings kind of frosty. And we did this for the same colors in both fairies.
Yeah. So, well, she did the same colors in both fairies.
He helped me pick the colors.
So yeah, the wings are like an opalescent, pearly...
It's DMC, the metallic-y thread, the light effects.
And...
So it's got some blue and some white.
It just looks really nice. I love it.
And I also did the backstitching in it, which was a pain. But it looks good. So
it looks really good.
And then the girl fairy is this one here.
Again, changed colors.
And then I added her name and first
Should I cover up her name?
Oh, don't worry about it.
I mean, we've shown it a few times, so... But...
So also I did want to mention, I want to insert a picture. So I've done one of these for each of she's the 4th child. The oldest, his got ruined.
It went through the wash.
No, it didn't go through the wash.
Oh no! They left it up in the attic or out in the shed over the course of the year, and a candle melted.
So all the ornaments,
the wax just infused into the white fabric and green dyed it all.
Yeah, and it smells very piney. So I'll insert a picture here of what that looks like now. He says I still love it, but it's
we might restitch something or do something or use this or...
We'll see. Well, he's happy with it, so we'll see if we do something to replace that poor ornament.
And for your mom...
Yes. So this is just, what is it called? Fleece? Maybe? I don't know. It's the like felty, fleecy sort of blankety fabric. I don't know. I actually got this from my mom and told her I would do a blanket stitch around it for her. So my gift is doing that. I also gave her a Shutterfly calendar where I picked photos and designed, but she bought it. And I do that every year. So it's kind of a mix of the two gifts. So,
so that's what
but yeah,
your mom got.
I picked a color. I pulled out my DMC color card and tried to pick a color that matched the blue in it. And I think I matched it pretty well. So
yeah.
It took me almost 2.5 skeins. Yeah, almost 2.5 skeins of floss. And so I was struggling to not get it tangled.
I just know it took you about 10 hours of work.
Yeah, and it's blanket stitch, and I think she'll be really happy with it. Their house is really old. It has like foot thick walls that are stone. So it's hard to keep the house warm, so they have lots of blankets around.
Yeah.
And then Jason made this for my brother.
Yes. So he's into D&D, and he really likes How to Train Your Dragon. So I made him a dice tower. And I made it. Yeah.
And he did wood burning for the first time.
I did do, this is my very first wood burn. My brother-in-law, who does a lot of wood burning, he helped me with it. We stenciled this design that I found online. I don't know where I found it. I found it in a Google image search. So, whoever came up with this design, very well done. This is being given as a present. I'm not making any monetary gain off of it. Please, this is not meant to be sued. But anyway, and then this is Futhark. It's the
Letters.
Nordic rune alphabet. And I just wrote his name in the letters. I freehanded this, which I'm very proud of. This I used a stencil on.
And then he put some
and then I
in the
just
bottom.
glued some felt in the bottom so then it looks more professional. And the wood grain on this is beautiful. I love the wood grain because it's got this mold in it that grew in the tree. And so it really pronounces the lines on some of the sides. Mostly the back side, apparently. And I'm really sad because, like, as you can tell, this wood grain is beautiful. And I picked it so then, like, oh, it's a nice flat surface. And then I didn't realize I'd be putting felt over it, which makes me sad. But it looks really good. I'm excited for him to see it. Now I need to go wrap it.
Yes. So we're going to wrap presents and then go over to my family's house to open presents. So
Merry Christmas. Hope you had a Merry Christmas.
Because this is
while we are having a Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
So back to the regular. Or other
Well,
parts.
back to the other parts of this.
Yes, other parts.
Inserts.
Right.
So many.
All right.
Let's leave a pause.
Okay.
So you can cut and edit. Okay.
But we need to do another pause because you haven't finished making the present for the next person.
Who's the next person?
My brother, Al.
Oh. Wait, we're going to record that and put it in here too?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're making something. Do you not want to put in? Oh, we don't have to put it in.
We'll just leave an extra long pause. This might all get cut. I don't know how Karen's going to finish it. But this is... insert the next one.
So the next pattern, this is also something I won in the giveaway from
Our Stitching
Sarah,
Kingdom?
Our Stitching Kingdom. And so I stitched this.
This one is Stand Strong, the Giving Basket, designed by Jeanette Douglas Designs, Stitchy Box.
And so it came with as a kit, like it had silks and some finishing supplies and stuff. And Sarah also sent me some 40 count fabric. I don't know what kind it is, but I love it and I've been stitching with it. So I stitched it on that fabric, which was perfect for this pattern.
It looks beautiful.
The call for silks 1/2, except for this small. These were 1/1 half stitches.
So these are 1/1. The rest of it is 2/1.
Oh no, 1/2.
1/2.
And then this chenille trim came with the kit. And
it's stuffed with wood chips.
It is stuffed with wood chips because my sister is one of the ones who has the tree business. And so she loves trees and that's why I made it for her. And I think she'll like it.
She'll love it.
And I got the wood chips from them.
Yes. Funnily enough.
So, next one don't have a picture of.
Okay.
So this is the sister in the previous video we talked about.
The one from the 12th, because the previous video will not be.
True, will not be.
Because you want to put in another one in. So on the video of the 12th,
when we talked
about Totoro.
Which I started stitching for my sister, but instead I'm stitching this one, which is Yugioh, which we know she's super into. And this was,
and it has some sparkly etoile thread in it.
Yeah, I did the black and sparkly etoile, and this is some hand-dyed fabric, 14 count, that I hand-dyed.
It's really cool just having that, like, the black and etoile, because it gives us, like, it's super subtle, and it's only in like an outline fashion, so it looks really good.
And this is a freebie from Cross Stitch Quest, which I will link below and in the show notes. So if you also want to stitch it, you can. It had three poses of Yugioh, but I only stitched one. And then I just finished it.
And this is the most iconic one, so it's fine.
So there's that one. And then for my youngest sister, I did another 1/1 piece. And this one, it looks cool, but it was a bit of a pain.
This one is Busy Bears by Lucy Heaton in Cross Stitch Crazy
December 2019.
2019. And
it was
it's this one here.
And I didn't do, there's a little blue underneath it. I didn't do the blue underneath it.
Didn't do the shadow effect.
Yeah. But this is 1/1, and these colors, there's like 3 or 4 colors in here. And telling the difference between them was difficult. But
she did it, and it looks super cute. Here's the thing. Okay, and then I have to talk about this because Karen will not do herself justice. So she got mad at herself because the ribbon is not centered.
It's not.
Which it's not. But the thing is look at the shape. It looks like a stocking. It is beautiful. It is perfect. And so I thought she did this on purpose, so it hung at kind of a little bit of an angle. It's not that, like, I'm turning it to make it that extreme. But I thought she did it that way so then it would hang more like a stocking. And I just think it's wonderful and cute, and you don't need everything to be symmetrical. It's okay.
And that's just
it looks beautiful.
Oh, and that's just on some Monaco, 28 count Monaco 1/1. And the back stitching, because it was also, of course, just one strand, looks very bold on this because usually the pattern calls for stitching it, 2/1 rather on a bigger count, or 2/2, or
But it's still it pops so
it pops a lot, which I think it looks good.
And looks great for a small little ornament.
When I first stitched it, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, whenever it was just sitting on the fabric, it was super bright, it popped. But now that it's on this little ornament and it's kind of sequestered, what's the word? Sectioned off. It's on its own. I think it looks really good. It's still pretty bold, but I think for a Christmas tree ornament, it's nice. It's good.
Do you want to show your sister's presents? Because you need to get them mailed off soon.
Right. So yeah, we'll go ahead and show those.
While he's grabbing those, I'm going to also insert some pictures of a small blanket I made to send to one of my friends. I was just using up some fabric that I had left over from another quilt I made, and it was just made a really small quilt, but it was just to fill up space in the box I was sending their Christmas present in. So I will insert pictures and maybe my setup of how I
There's going to be a picture right here. That's why I haven't sat down yet, so she can just fill this space the whole time she's talking about it.
I just made
movie magic.
I don't have a quilting frame or anything, and I was tying the quilt, and I made do with what I had, and it was a little bit of an adventure. It looked
amazing.
It looked good in the end.
And it was really hard to wrap. But anyway, so for my sisters, last year for Christmas, those who follow us pseudo-religiously might know, I made these for my grandmother.
Well, you made one.
I made one. But when I was done, the kit still had a ton of floss left. So I went ahead and did 2 more, one for each of my sisters, so then they could have the same magnet that my grandmother got. So they can kind of be twinsies with my grandmother. And they love my grandmother. All of us grandkids love our grandmother tremendously. We didn't get to see her that well. My older sister and I got to see her a lot, but my younger siblings didn't get to see her that much growing up. And so when our maternal grandmother passed away, our paternal grandmother just became our only grandparent left. And so we've all kind of gotten really close with our grandmother. We love her tremendously. So I made these for my sister, so then they all have the same magnet. And
the pattern is Cross My Heart by Susan Penny and Cross Stitcher February 2019, and he stitched it on 14 count plastic Aida. And one thing he did this time, he put the magnet inside it and then put the felt over it. So I'm hoping that
will hold the whole thing better, more wholly.
You may need to put a note in there saying this is a magnet, so they actually
know it's a magnet. I will. And I'm going to call them that day.
They're not very good at answering their phones.
No, but I'm going to call Grandma. Okay. And they're all going to be at Grandma's house.
Okay. Maybe.
So.
Well, I guess, I don't know.
No, they're all planning on going to Grandma's house for Christmas.
Okay.
So. That's what I have now. We will now cut to me talking about the other two.
But he doesn't have them fully finished.
I don't have them fully finished yet, so we'll put them here now. Okay, so here's the insert for my family, right?
To continue, yes.
Okay, yes, because we're just continuing. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to show is one that I finished way earlier in the year. Some of you guys might remember this one. But this is the FFO for Tribal Dragon 2 by Jamie Lawson from White Willow Stitching. Stitched on 14 count hand-dyed Ada with, what, weak dye work? Is that the thread?
No, it's Gentle Arts, Baby.
Gentle Arts. Okay. But anyway, this is how it turned out. Karen did all the FFOing.
And I combined some, most of it was, I can't remember her name. Anyways, I will link the tutorials for that I used to help me fully finish these below. But I used a couple of finishing tutorials to help me. One was the main basic thing, and then the other was like adding some padding in. So I used those two tutorials. And Jason did the
Do you help with the dowels? You dyed the other dowel, but still, this is just a dowel. Some ends that Karen bought off Amazon and some twine that she bought off Amazon. I like the twine because it's like a cloth twine. My only issue is that it's probably just a little bit too light. I would have liked it a little darker, but that's okay.
And then we did
another one. The other one is Tribal Dragon by Jamie Lawson, White Willow Stitching. Stitched on 14 count hand-dyed Ada. And this is Gentle Arts Merlin and...
No, this is Weak Dye Works.
This is the Weak Dye Works. Okay, so Merlin this is Merlin and Navy. So, I think Navy's the darker one and Merlin's the lighter one.
I think so.
There's a lot of issues with this one. So if you, like, know the design by heart and you can look at it and be like, oh, there's that issue. There's some issues.
Oh, and then he also added these Futharky letters.
Oh, Futharky?
Is that
Futharky?
Is that what it is? What is it?
Futhark is the alphabet. It's not Futharky.
Okay.
It's the Futhark alphabet, which is basically Nordic runes. And I translated words into Icelandic using Google Translate. So if you can read those, don't judge me, please. I just put something on there to make it look cooler. So anyway. My brother says fun and my dad says fatherhood. So, anyway, this is what it looks like. Oh, I probably should have shown the back of the other one too.
Okay.
But
this one just had the same fabric.
Yeah. Well, the other one just had, no, it did have a different fabric.
This one has a different fabric.
Yeah. So, but these were done with the same tutorials, same everything. So,
they're not perfect, but I think they're good enough.
You did wonderfully. I'm the one that screwed up the stitching.
No, the stitching is beautiful.
And then my brother's getting married, is getting married.
He's getting married. By the time you see this, he will be married.
Oh, you're not going to upload it till
after they've received their gifts.
Oh, right, because this is the gift video. Yeah, so they will have gotten married by the time you see this. So we wanted to make something for his wife for Christmas as well. She's into Dungeons and Dragons, like apparently a lot of my family is now. So we made this bookmark. It is a design by Karen, which we'll be putting up shortly. We're going to make some more gifts out of this.
So once I have the pattern released, I'll let you know in a video. But
yeah. But anyway, so we have a D20, one side showing a 20, one side showing a 1, and then there's a D8, a D12, a D4, and a D10. And
D stands for dice.
Yes. That's how, so a D6 would be a 6-sided die. That's what most people know. It's the cube. Because it's a die with 6 sides. 6-sided die. D6. So, anyway.
And Jason had the idea to use the same fabric on the back that we used for his brother's. And he also did this thing. Oh, go ahead.
So, isn't this also the same?
It's the same.
This is the same fabric as my brother's hanging. And the same back as my brother's hanging. This thread is the navy that we use on my dad's because she likes like darker blues. And then we took a ribbon and with a lot of pushing, we got it through and tied it up so it's a cool little bookmark. I think if I do, like this is the first time I've finished a bookmark exactly like this where I sewed fabric onto the back. I've done felt. The reason why, we need to talk about the reason why is because there's so much back stitching on the front. And so we wanted to make sure that everything was secured so you can use it as a bookmark without fear of it tearing apart.
I was just thinking of using some felt, but this worked out pretty well. And And though I do think if in the future I might want to just sew this in rather than having it tied in, unless Jason really wants to do the work, because I'm not going to do that.
I had fun doing it. It was frustrating, but it looks so much more professional to me.
Yeah, it does look good with a little...
Done like this, where it's got like that little knot.
Loop.
Yeah.
So, if he wants to do that way we can. So I think that's all the gifts. I do want to mention, if this clip looks a lot different than the others, Jason put some new light bulbs in our room.
Oh, it's going to be in the middle of a... Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be in the middle of a video where it's just like lighting changed.
I mean, we recorded these over different days, so the lighting's somewhat different. But I feel like the lighting is very different in this video because of the change of the light bulbs in this room. So
I did it so then hopefully you guys would be getting a truer color.
Yeah.
So hopefully it helps. I'm so sorry. Oh, people's eyes are going to be like adjusting horribly. I'm so sorry about that.
No, it's fine. But I just wanted to make a note of that in case you're like, what happened to their lighting? That's why.
And I'm sure this will be an insert, so insert now.
So these are the pictures for one of my sister's family for her Christmas presents. And since we are giving them to her today, well, wrapping them and giving them to her, we thought we would record a video before we do it. So the first one is from the Christmas issue.
Here, keep your paper.
My notes. And it's Mary and Jesus Stained Glass by Snowflake Stitchery, Sarah Richards.
It's a super pretty pattern. I love it.
And it's the 2019 ornaments issue, just class issue.
And this is the final product.
And
it's so pretty.
I really like it. When I saw, from the moment I saw that pattern, I wanted to stitch it, and so.
For the record, this is all stitched black. Mm-hmm. So it is this. The pattern goes all the way out. It's not to be like you could stitch it on black cloth, but this one did not call it for it. And it's 1/1.
Yeah, on 27 count linen.
Okay, let me see if I can get that.
And it's just a like oatmeal sort of linen. You can't see it really, but you can kind of see it on the edges there, but it's just
very faint. It's hard to see because of the gold trim, but it's not meant to be seen that much.
Yeah.
It's just meant to be.
And I just put
pretty.
some felt on the back. Some of the wool felt I got from my mom.
This just looks so good. So. I love how this turned out. I love the blue. Oh.
So yeah, that was fun to stitch. I enjoyed that.
Who did that? Mary Ju's thing last. Snowflake Stitchery, Sarah Richards. I love your choices for the blue on this. It's really, really good in how they work together. Really good job.
So the next two are from this book. Jason's mom gave this to us, and it's Precious Memories in miniature.
Yeah, I don't think we can show the...
You can show the pictures. They're in the center.
Oh, they're in the center? Okay. There we are. So, let me find them. Okay, so the first one is this one here.
And I've changed colors. Here, do you want to put it up so we can see it side by side? As you can see, I changed a lot of colors. And we'll go back to talking.
Well, that way it could be more Christmassy.
Yeah.
Then the other one is holding a teddy bear.
I think it's on the first page.
Okay.
And this one. So I changed a few colors on here, but it's mostly the same. Just like a different red, a different brown. So I started stitching this one. And these are stitched on a 30 count Aida. It says it's white Aida, but it looks off-white to me. So I'm calling it off-white Aida.
Looks white to me.
Anyways, it's a white off-white sort of Aida. And I did it 2/2. And so I started stitching this one, thinking it was going to be for my nephew that was born this year and do it as a first Christmas. But then as I was stitching it, this teddy bear reminds me so much of my nephew, my oldest nephew in this family, his teddy bear that he has and that he's had since he's a baby and he loves. So I decided to do this for him.
And then she stitched this for the one that was born this year.
So this one was on the other side of the page, and I kept looking at it as I was stitching the first one. And being like, if I had a niece or nephew interested in planes, I would totally stitch that for them. It's so cute. And then I thought about it and I was like, he's 3 months old. It doesn't matter what he's into. He gets an airplane.
May you never see this. Poor child. Oh gosh.
But so I put, First Christmas and stuff, his name and First Christmas on the bottom. It's a little tight on the wing here, but it's okay.
It looks fine.
So, yeah, that's those two.
Okay.
And then these last two are from Christmas in Space postage stamps by Wild Violet Cross Stitch, Ryan Mack.
Aren't they from something?
I'm going to insert the picture.
Oh, okay. Insert picture here. And then this is what they look like.
And so I originally was going to do all 3 of the ones, but then for the oldest brother, I decided to do this instead, which was good because this was kind of killer to stitch.
It's 1/1 on like dark
32 count Belfast navy linen.
Yeah, it's a lot.
This one I stitched before I got my magnifiers and light headlamp thing. This one I did after. It was a lot easier.
Also, I want to talk about this. So she did this ribbon, stitched it in. On this first one, she forgot to stitch it in, and I think this is so cute. She stitched it onto a button to get it to stitch on here, and I love it. It looks super cute.
So I've seen someone do that. I think it's Ryan Mack. Not Ryan Mack. That was the designer. Luminous Fiber Arts, Misty Pursel. I think she's the one who I've seen do that. It could be someone else on FlossTube, but I know I've seen it on FlossTube somewhere.
They're super cute.
This hangs a little funny because I don't know. I don't know if I just didn't do it right.
It doesn't hang funny.
I don't know. It just hangs different. Anyways.
It hangs different, but it doesn't hang funny because it's not. Because these, when you sew them in, they're directly in the top.
Right.
This one's a little bit in the back.
Right.
So yeah, it hangs where it's a little bit forward on the top, but I mean, it's not funny. It's fine.
Okay. So
you're overly critical of yourself is what it is. It's fine. It looks beautiful. And I love the originality of it. Gosh.
Don't know how original it is since I copied it from someone, but okay.
Well, these two are almost exact copies of each other. These two are almost exact copies of each other, but they're not because this one has its own original button.
Okay.
Gosh, that's what I mean.
So this one, I just stitched in the called for colors.
Oh yeah, this one you changed the colors.
This one I changed the colors.
Because the moon looked a little funky, didn't it? Was that what it was?
No, he was in bluish, grayish colors. I made him red and stuff.
Oh yeah, he was in an astronaut suit. Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
So I made it Christmas, Santa colors rather than. And I've seen other people do that, and I was like, I definitely would prefer that.
And it looks good. Oh, you want to show more on it?
Yeah, I still have more to say about this pattern.
Oh gosh, okay.
Here, I'll do it for you. So one thing...
I can hold it.
Well, you're holding it right in front of your face.
Yeah! Because there's no better place to hold it.
The other day I was trying to get screenshots for my Instagram post, and it just looks weird with not being able to get your face.
Here. Plenty of my face. I feel like I'm holding out like a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers badge.
So one thing I didn't like about this pattern was it's a digital rendering for the image, and some of the contrast, like in this moon, it's more prominent in the picture than it is in the actual stitching.
Yeah, but I mean, it's prominent
It
enough.
looks okay, but that was something I was a little disappointed with when I was stitching it. I don't think I was going to care. I mean, these are going to, this is going to a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. But, yeah, these were fun to stitch, except for, the pain factor of, it being on.
So small and so hard to see.
Yeah. Every year.
32 count, 1/1 Belfast linen.
And I did start these during Stitchmaynia. Well, one of these. This one during Stitchmaynia. And I think this one too. So pretty.
But anyway, they're done. They're FFO'd. They're ready for wrapping tonight. Today. And so we're going to insert it into whatever video this gets inserted into.
It's going to go into the video that has all the Christmas presents. The special edition, Christmas edition.
So instead of back to the video, I should say on to the next set.
Yes. So I took some of the artworks I had stitched, and made them into Christmas cards. So I just wanted to record this short clip about those cards before I write in them and send them out. I'm going to send them out to some stitchy friends. I wish I had more to send out to more stitchy friends, but at least I'm sending a few out.
Well, now you have an idea for next year. Just all your orts can go into Christmas cards.
Except for I'm out of reds and greens pretty much.
Oh, true. Well, you can make a bluebird. I don't know. But anyway, the first one is...
So it's the Ho Ho Ho. And I'm trying to do this on my phone so I can find the information, but it keeps jumping. Okay. So this is by Pigeon Coop Designs. And it was an Instagram freebie. And all of these are stitched on tea-dyed Irish linen 28 count Lugana using orts. So I just made a little card for
And
all
it looks
these.
beautiful.
And then, so some of these I use like red paper, and so I put like some white on the inside to write the note on. This next one is Evergreen Santa. I just did the tree. And this is Tempting Tangles Designs, Deborah A. Dick. And it's from Just Cross Stitch Ornaments 2020. And then this next one is also from Just Cross Stitch Ornaments 2020. The design is by My Big Toe Designs, Deborah Booth. And it's Merry Christmas. And the pattern had more around it, but I should do the center part.
Just the Merry Christmas. And the little
flower.
Mm.
And then this one you will have not seen before. The others were finishes I've shown in previous FlossTube videos.
This one looks so, this is such a cool, okay, hold on. Just the card. Okay, first off, let's talk about the stitch, but I've got to talk about this card. This card is cool.
So this is a portion of the Joyful Drum ornament by Roveris, and that was also an Instagram freebie. So I stitched that, and then I made this card, which Jason wants to talk about.
So, cool front. I like how you did that. I love this, like, white, green, well, tan, green, tan thing. And you have the white of the candle and the white, like, this is really well designed, I feel.
Thanks.
And then on the inside, when you open it up, it's got this greenish color, which harkens back to the green here and the green on the wreath, like, things. So you have green, and it's kind of a lighter green, so it has this wintry feel, especially next to this wintry wood. And then the back is this plaid. I don't know who you're giving this to, but I'm jealous. I love this card.
I hope she likes it. I was stitching this, and it made me think of her. And so I decided to send it to her.
So Merry Christmas to you. You're getting my favorite card out of the batch. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, candy canes are cool. I like them, you know. I really don't like them at all. But, like, I like the aesthetic, and it works really well for those. But this just pops to me. Okay, sorry. I'm done fangirling over your... Or fanboying? I guess I'm fanboying over your cards. But that looks really good.
Yeah. So
I like this one.
I'm
Can
glad
we
you
not
liked
get rid of it,
it.
please?
No, we're going to send it.
Can I stitch this and we just remake a card and keep it?
Yeah?
I might do that. Me stitch an extra thing. I need to finish the ones I got.
I did enjoy stitching this one. It was really fun. And I modified it a little bit because it was a drum. And this went further down. And it had some snowflakes. And it said joyful. But I just did the center part.
It looks great. I love it.
I'm happy with it. And that's our little segment of Christmas cards.
Also, are we going to other gifts after this one?
Other gifts?
Yeah, because this is a compilation video.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be the end. I have to put it together. I need to
We'll
go back and
see
mark
if
all the
this is the end. Bye. Happy stitching.
And we hope you enjoyed seeing all these gifts.
And if not, look away for a bit and let your eyes adjust before looking at the next clip. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start recording mine. Karen's going to get frustrated with me. She's going to probably edit all this out and be like, no. Because it's just her to say no from the other room. Oh, I'm going to stop her because she looks peeved.
Okay, so I took some of these artworks.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
What?
Edit here.
Okay.